everyone, Zero in the house, and we're back in our usual residence, as you can see, back in the studio with our usual free-to-play account. So today is let's say the third week of June, and we've been given a couple of goodies this time after reset, so let's check them out. As usual, we do check the challenges to see what's new. And we can see that we have a bingo board for Salire, Sweetheart version, which technically is Valentine. But, you know, Valentine was some time ago, so they decided to call her Sweetheart in Global. There is also a rerun of Warrior of Light, because he now has his EX job, which is apparently pretty crazy. And we couldn't have had the WoL without his counterpart VC, which is Death Machine, and Death Machine also got his 3 stars. So we'll check all of that in just in a couple of moments. So what's up in the summons today? Let's check that out. Okay, seems like we're gonna get a MR Plus guaranteed banner for 7 days. Well, more like, yeah, that's 7 days. Actually 8, because we can still pull on the next Wednesday. So let's see what we get this time. She'll do. Not building her, but such is life. And what else do we have? We'll need to scroll all the way up. Wow, so we now get you are guaranteed unit, which is pretty crazy, and that's gonna be for 7 days straight, so from this Wednesday until next Tuesday. And we do have you are guaranteed unit or vision card. So this is gonna be an extremely good addition to your account, and I'm gonna pull straight away. Gold book. And wow, we have 2 UR units. Who could that be? Okay, so I'm pretty happy with Miranda. Wow, 3 UR. And then yeah, that's that's not really what we wanted. And wow, we've been blessed by Mashiri. That is something else, if you ask me. Oh wow, oh, I skipped, but we got Luartha as well. That is, wow, that is an extremely good pull. I definitely didn't expect that. I do think that this account is quite blessed. Moving on. Standard banner for Warrior of Light, where you might have a is it guaranteed? No, you do have up rate on the last once you filled up the PD gauge. Just want to confirm that we don't want to provide misinformation. And scrolling down. Okay, Warrior Light is upped. Okay, yeah. So he has higher chance of dropping once you fill the PD gauge. And I would imagine it would be the same for Death Machine. So yeah, so only Warrior of Light gets up rate. Moving on, we have a 5-step guaranteed banner for Death Machine, and this is something I would strongly consider because his division card does provide area attack resistance up by 20 once it's maxed, and if you pair this up with Brigandine and give both of these to Wall, he's gonna be an incredible tank. He's gonna be able to absorb all of those AoE attacks, and you won't really have to worry about damage. You can give him this VC, and what I've been doing is I've been giving him Silma's TMR sword, and Brigandine, and what else? Oh, and Pod as well. So he's pretty tanky. I do not have this card, but I can't imagine how much more powerful in terms of absorbing damage that K-Mount will be. So I am considering pulling for this guy, maybe, yeah, maybe next week. So pretty keen for that. We have a standard banner for SweetHeart Salire as well. So how do I feel about this unit? Ice unit, which is pretty good. However, she is an energist. so Chi Manipulator, and that is a pretty strong job per se. So, not 100% sure. In order to capitalize on her full strength, she might need to be paired with other ice units, I would say. I don't think she'll do as good if she were paired with Garvel. Let's have a look at her stats. Okay. Nothing interesting in regards to stats. Cost 90 as well, so that's something you would probably want to consider if you want to add her to CM matches. I don't know, I feel like I don't really want to chase this unit for the time being. However, for those that want this unit, she is not limited in global, so you will have a chance to get her whenever as a casualty if you're trying to chase for something else in the future. So perhaps you might want to try the 9-step banner to get her shards if you plan to build her in the future. As usual, I'll only do step 1 and 2, but I only have 2000 Visor, so I'll do step 1. Then when I have the Viz, I will sort out the rest. Yeah, let's go through it. I mean, there's a chance of getting her. I don't really want her, I just want the Broadstone. And as I say, it's always good investment to do the first step of the 9-step banner because those Broadstones are rare as. Definitely, don't be afraid to do step 1 of the 9-step banner. Perhaps I might go to step 3 because that step is free and I'll be able to get shards for other units as well, so that's what I'll do in the future. I tend to stay away from element-specific banners as well, just because you never know what you want, what you get actually, and if you want one of these units, you might as well use a selection ticket, or because they're part of the standard pool, just get them naturally, except for WoL, obviously. I wouldn't do this specifically to get WoL. I probably think that there's higher chances of getting him in his standard banner. So don't get baited. That's my best advice. Don't get baited with the paid banners. Some of them are good and some of them are bad. And the same story goes for the ice one. So I'll steer away from this. Yes, they do add limited units or like newer units just to lure you. But if you have a look at the drop rates, you probably notice, hopefully I'm not wrong, that all the units have the same drop rate. Yes, all the units. Where is it? Yes, you are only. And where is the ice? Yes. Oh wow, I am wrong. So I'm happy that to say that I'm wrong. So actually, you need to spend 6,000 paid Visor to get a 50% chance to get Salire if that's who you want. And that doesn't sound like good value. 6,000 paid Visor is a lot of money for a lot of people. And let's confirm that the same is for WoL. I mean, with WoL, you do get a limited unit, 50%. However, I would say that it's very situational. If you need any of these 3 units, go for it. And if you get WoL, then congratulations. However, if you already have these 2 units and you're trying to chase WoL, I'll probably stay away from this. And the same goes for SweetHeart Salire, I would say. Mediana and Victora are not as powerful as they used to be when they were first released. They have been power crept a bit. Maybe Mediana has a bit of a higher of an edge because of her EX, and her EX skills are pretty good. But I still think of her as a suicide nuker where she deals a bunch of damage, AoE, and then she gets wrecked. So I'll probably stay away from these 2 paid banners. Moving on. This is something I would definitely do. For 2,000 paid Visor, you get 500 UR shards plus 1 Blossom of Paradise. So this is pretty good value in my books. Blossom of Paradise are one of the major roadblocks for most people that are trying to EX units. So I would definitely do this. And you, in a situation where you get shards for units that you already maxed, You can always retry. Can you retry this? No, you can't. Yes, you can retry it once. So, you still have a chance of getting 50 shards for 10 different units. So this is something I would strongly consider. 100%. Moving on. These are the old banners. And in terms of the guild banners, this is actually quite controversial, I'd say. In my main account, I went really hard on them, and just in 2 weeks, I went from 1 billion gil to pretty much 100k. And that made me realize, do I want to actually spend gil for these banners? And the best answer I could find for myself is, in a situation where the unit is limited, I would do it. So in a situation where I was chasing Warrior of Light and I wanted to EX him as soon as possible, I would do this. And similarly, for cost 100 units, where their shard cost is also double, I would do this. But in a situation where, for example, we have a rerun of Black Robe Helena, I wouldn't do it because her shards are not double cost. So Gil is actually a very important resource that is super limited, and I would strongly consider whether I want to pull for these banners or not. So the best answer I could find for myself is, if the unit is limited, do it, otherwise steer away. And I guess that sums it for the summons. Let's move on to the shop. There's some pretty good goodies from last time I checked it on my main account. Okay, so Special Shop has some extremely good deals this time around. Lots of discounted stuff. This is something that might be of interest for people that are trying to fast track their account. This one probably comes at what, 79 US, so something to consider. And this is something I would probably pull for if you have a really strong 2-star Esper that you can bring to 3-star and need to max it as soon as possible, because we're having class matches now. So this is probably what, 19 US, I'd say, something like that. And this is actually one of the best value purchases that you can do. This should amount to 7 US, 7.99 US or 6.99 US, and I think this is an extremely good pack for anyone. Even those that are free to play should consider this, because you do get over 2,000 paid visor for only $7 to $10. So I'll definitely do that. And in regards to the others, I would consider these only if you really need paid visor or the items that these come with. Obviously, this is not as good value as 2,500 paid visor and 1,000 free. So use your discretion and treat your real currency with respect. Moving on. This is interesting, but I don't think I'll pull anything from this in regards to paid viz. All of this can be acquired just by playing the game, and by now you should have the resources necessary to EX WoL if you were planning on getting him. So I wouldn't buy anything from this. Now, in this shop, there's a couple of things I would strongly consider, and obviously the free rainbow cubes are one. This is quite controversial because for 500 paid visor, you can get you are guaranteed ticket, but you don't know what you get. So I would probably steer away from that. And 50 rainbow cubes are something that might sweeten the deal a little bit, but don't get lured by this. Don't get fooled. So definitely stay away from. Probably strongly stay away from them. And the same for the 5,000 paid visor. This is just ludicrous cost for things that you can get with the mug shop. So definitely stay away from this. And okay, this is where we get into the might be worth doing area. This is something that I don't think we can farm anymore. I might be wrong. However, if I can't farm Armor of Light anymore, I would probably spend the 1000 paid Visor, because this is, in my experience, one of the best armors you can give any heavy armor wearer. Matter of fact, Armor of Light is one of the only heavy armor that does not decrease agility. So this is quite essential in regards to trying to match the speed of your tank to the one of your damage dealers. So I would strongly consider this for 1000 paid Visor. And if you're pulling for Salire, 100% invest the 2000 Visor. There is no more important currency than time. So with the time that you could spend trying to farm 63 or 62 Dark Glove recipes, you can just spend 2000 free Visor and be over with it. So that's what I would do. Now with Smart Code, it's a bit different. This is something that can be purchased, and most people should probably have a +5 by now. So I mean, if you need an extra one and you have the Vis to spare, do it. But in regards to value, if you have Salire, I would just focus on this. And yeah, everything else, I would buy all of the guild stuff, but not the Visor stuff. And moving on, this is quite good in regards to trying to expedite Salire's growth. And I wouldn't spend any Visor on this. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Moving on. Now, there's an interesting upgrade to the guild, and that is that now you can have like guild leaders can determine the language of their guild, so that users that want to speak their native language can join a guild where that language is welcome. And I think that's a really good addition, and it will promote community, and people will be able to enjoy the game more, especially for those that don't have English as a first language or as a second language and might not be able to express themselves as good as they could in their native language. So as a non-native English speaker, I think this is an extremely good addition. Moving on. As you probably can see, we have class matches now. And we have a limit of 540. Limit of 540 cost, including units, vision cards, and espers. So you'll have a fair bit to play with in regards to creating your team. As you can see, with a cost 100 and 280, I'm already at 570. So if I were to demote my cards, if I were to demote this card, I would be at 560. And if I were to give them lower cost espers, I would already have a very strong magic team. But this is probably not something I'll be using. I want to focus on a different path. On my main account, I already created my team and already won the first 5 matches. So I'm already approaching Diamond Master. Moving on, Farplane. We do have the raid is gonna sort of still calculating, so hopefully we'll get a final reward very shortly. And we do have the WoL rerun. So from my understanding, this is the rerun events, and then when you unlock the hard quest or the brutal difficulty, the EX quest, there have been 2 extra quests that have been added that will help you build Warrior of Light's sword, so the Sword of Light, which is going to be pretty much completing this guy in regards to having the Armor of Light and Sword of Light. This is going to be good for those that haven't had the chance to see Garval's side of the story, and it should probably give you some good items in regards to building his glove. And there is a mock shop entry for that as well. And that's pretty much it. Now, what I wanted to show everyone is that now we do have Vision Card Hard Quest, but the way that is we've been told about how to access them is quite convoluted. They want us to do it from Work Quest and then try to figure out where the vision cards are and then scroll the way down, and then actually, wow, I got one that didn't have the vision cards. So how am I gonna get those vision cards? Because I don't know where they are. Here it was just like luck of the draw that I was able to find them. Well, let me tell you a secret. If you go on vision card and then you select the vision card that you want to build, and then you click on awaken, you can click on the shards, and then it'll tell you where to get the shard. And that will make your life so much easier in regards to, instead of hunting what vision card you want to build specifically. Now, if you're trying to just do all of them to get the visor, then that's also fine. But if you want to work on a specific vision card, this is the best method that I found. And that is pretty much it, I think. Yeah, there's nothing else I really wanted to talk about today. So if you guys are pulling for Salire or Warrior of Light, good luck. I won't be pulling for either on both of my accounts. I'll just build my visor stock, and then I'll decide what I want to pull for in the future. I'm pretty satisfied with both my accounts. On my free account, I have pretty much the strongest units already. Black Helena, Tubi, Kmont, and Yuna, and Tilma is pretty good as well. So I'm pretty much sorted my free-to-play account. I just need to build them, and that's it. And they already have their own designated espers. I mean, yeah, perhaps Bahamut will be a great addition. So hopefully I'll get him, and then I'll give him to Yuna. But other than that, I'm pretty much really set in my free-to-play account. So yeah, but I was saying before, I hope you guys are able to get whatever you want, and we'll catch you in the next video. Take care.